Welcome back, beloved viewers of News Around, the home of untold truths, backstage emotions, and the stories that the cameras forget the moment they stop recording. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe, hit that join button to support us, and tap the like button so this story reaches everyone who needs a reminder about real, raw devotion. Tonight's report isn't just news, it's a heartbeat. A quiet war fought in hospital corridors. A love story written not with words but with fear, trembling hands, and sleepless eyes. Let's enter the night that changed everything. It began as an ordinary shooting day. Lights burning hot, cold Istanbul air seeping through the studio doors, endless retakes pushing everyone past exhaustion. Cemre Arda, the radiant soul whose energy usually filled every corner of the set, had already been struggling for days. The late-night rehearsals, the double scenes, the interviews. They had drained her until even her smile could no longer hide the fatigue. Then, the moment everyone remembers. A crew member shouted her name. Someone dropped a camera. A makeup artist burst into tears. Cemre's body gave in before anyone could reach her. Her fever skyrocketed, her breathing turned shallow, and panic spread through the crew like fire. In minutes, she was rushed into an ambulance headed for a private hospital. The set, usually buzzing with laughter and voices, went eerily silent. Phones rang, messages flew, and fear seeped into every corner. But one message traveled far beyond that set. It reached Gökberk Yıldırım. And the moment he read it, the world around him stopped. Witnesses would later recount the scene as if describing a movie. Gawkberg in a high-level meeting, papers on the table, discussions in full flow, and suddenly, his expression shattered. He didn't ask questions. He didn't excuse himself politely. He simply stood, grabbed his phone, and walked out with such urgency that chairs scraped loudly behind him. A businessman present whispered. He moved like a man who'd been told the person he loves is slipping away. Security cameras caught him sprinting through the lobby. One employee recalled hearing his breathless voice. "Where's the car? Now. Right now." No fans. No paparazzi. Just a man running toward the one person he couldn't bear to lose. By the time he reached the hospital, the night had already settled. Seamra had been admitted, receiving urgent care. Gawkberg arrived pale, trembling, unable to hide the terror in his chest. Nurses would later say they had never seen a man pace with such desperation. Every few minutes. "Can I go in? Is she awake? Please, just tell me something." When the staff told him he needed to wait, he couldn't sit. Couldn't breathe. Instead, he walked to the small hospital florist and bought white lilies, Semra's favorite. He placed them gently beside the door, as though leaving a part of himself there, and waited until the doctors finally said, "You can see her now." What happened next became the image that melted the entire nation. Inside that quiet hospital room, the world faded. No cameras. No lights. No scripts. Just the rhythmic beeping of machines and the fragile rise and fall of Semra's breath. Gawkberg pulled a chair to her bedside and took her hand in both of his. His fingers were shaking. His heart was somewhere between terror and hope. Nurses who checked on her throughout the night said. He didn't close his eyes once. He didn't even speak. He just watched her, blinking back tears. At one point, a nurse tried to bring him tea. He didn't let go of Semra's hand long enough to take it. Hours passed. The clock crawled. But Gawkberg didn't move. As though the slightest motion might break her. One staff member told reporters, "You didn't need him to talk. The love, the fear, the agony, everything was written on his face. And then, the moment the world had unknowingly been waiting for. Dawn light crept through the blinds. The machines hummed softly. Then, her fingers twitched. Seamra opened her eyes slowly, weakly, as if the world had become too heavy. The first thing she saw wasn't the 4 lines. Wasn't the monitor. Wasn't the flowers. It was Gawkberg. Slumped in the chair, holding a small cup of hospital coffee, smiling through exhaustion so deep it made his eyes shine with relief. Her voice was barely a whisper. "Were you here all night?" Gawkberg exhaled a breath he'd been holding for hours. "Where else would I be?" Then, even softer. "What would become of me if I weren't with you?" The nurses cried in the hallway. Seamra cried silently. Even the doctor paused at the doorway. In that moment, it wasn't a hospital room. It was the center of the universe. "Camera with flash, she's okay. That's all I care about." When the press gathered outside, Gawkberg reluctantly walked out, trying to shield his face from the flashes. The reporters bombarded him with questions, but he only gave one simple answer. "She's fine now. That's all that matters. Nothing else matters." And with those words, Turkey collectively fell in love with him all over again. When Seamra's family arrived, their emotions overwhelmed the hospital hallways. Her mother held Gawkberg's hands, tears rolling down her cheeks. "You cared for her as if she were your daughter." Her sister added. "He became our strength when we had none left." The photo taken of Gawkberg holding Seamra's mother's hand, sunlight pouring over them, broke every social media record that day. Fans wrote, "This is love. Protect him at all costs. Seamra, he is your miracle." After her discharge, the couple vanished from Istanbul. No paparazzi photos. No interviews. No nightlife. Just silence. They retreated to a quiet country house. Birds, trees, homemade meals, long mornings, slow evenings. One close friend revealed. He cooked for her. Made herbal teas. Read to her at night. He wanted her heart to rest as much as her body. For 3 days, they lived outside the world. On the 3rd morning, Gawkberg posted a simple photo of sunlight filtering through branches. The caption, "Your healing is my peace." When Seamra finally addressed her fans, her words struck straight to the heart. Sometimes someone doesn't need to talk. Their presence is enough. Gawkberg made even silence feel safe. She added, "I wouldn't have recovered this quickly without him." Beneath her post, Gawkberg left only a single red heart. No words necessary. Millions understood. Privately, Gawkberg told his closest friend, "Work can wait. But love like this, you only get it once." The quote exploded online. People printed it, shared it, turned it into TikTok edits. For a moment, the entire country seemed to believe in love again. And that, dear viewers, brings us to the end of today's emotional journey. From a terrifying collapse to a night of unwavering devotion. From trembling hands in a hospital room to a quiet healing in nature. Gökberk Yıldırım didn't prove his love through grand gestures. He proved it simply by showing up, staying, holding on, refusing to leave. Because sometimes love isn't fireworks. Sometimes love is a chair pulled close to a hospital bed at 3 a.m. Before you go, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to News Around, share your thoughts in the comments, tap join to support the News Around, and remember, some stories aren't written on paper. They're written in moments where the world holds its breath.